Hi, I'm Nicholas.
And I'm Lindsay Mead.
And you're listening to Too Bad Pagans.
In today's podcast, we talk about so much random.
We're on location and letting the Spirit take us where it may.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
And we hope you enjoy the show. All right, hello everyone.
Is it going?
Yes.
Oh, okay, let's get
Hello everyone.
Hi everybody.
We're alive.
We are.
We're here.
We are here. We're bad podcasters. We
Yes.
really are bad.
We are bad podcasters.
I was editing that last podcast and I was like, but Easter was forever ago.
Right. Yes.
But I decided that doesn't matter because I go back and I listen to podcasts from years and years ago, that are like they don't even relate to the holiday that I'm on, but I just like listening to people talk about
Me too.
paganism stuff.
Me too.
Witchy stuff.
Yes, I agree. Now it is the end of July, almost August.
Do you hesitate to say that because you're like, well, when are we going to get to doing this podcast?
Right.
It could be a month from now.
When we're recording this podcast.
Try to do it on time.
Okay, and I will try and upload it on time.
I am definitely the worst one. I am the worst one. Like weeks will go by and Nick will be like, how's that podcast going?
Because I don't want to be super naggy about
it.
it. But I'm like, well, there's this thing.
This thing that we do.
Yeah.
We missed a month.
I don't particularly want to ask you to get together and record again if you haven't gotten the last month done.
That's true. I kept thinking we need to hang out. I'm like, I still haven't done the last podcast.
Right. I mean, we can hang out and not podcast.
So here's to like trying to be better.
Here's to that.
Yes. Here's to that.
Yes.
So we should address the noises.
Yes. It's not as bad as
you know
it
what's
was.
funny? I just said that, and now I'm thinking when I go back in the podcast, we're probably not going to hear any noises.
Oh, I think we will.
Yeah.
Possibly.
That would be funny, though.
Right. We are two pagans on location today.
Yeah, we're changing it up.
Yeah, we're actually in a park. I thought it was quieter than this, but apparently there's this giant interstate right next to the park.
And we were thinking, let's go to a park because we'll hear birds and stuff, and it'll be naturey, which is perfect.
Right, because we're pagans.
But then we had to like walk all over the park in the hot sun.
Yeah.
Looking for a picnic table that was in the shade and far away from the interstate, and this is kind of the best we could do.
Yeah.
Well, we probably could have kept walking, but I didn't want to walk anymore.
Me either. I'm afraid it might rain though. I don't know. It's been doing that on and off today.
I'd go for some rain.
Yeah.
Not right now, because we got all the electronics out. That might not be good.
Yeah, just a little not good.
And, okay, last podcast we talked about doing American heritage. We were going to talk about that and how that can be brought into your religion or faith, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And I realized, I was thinking about it last night when I was doing my last minute research, because everything's last minute, that it makes more sense to do that in November around Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Because
Thanksgiving is an American holiday and there's a lot of heritage there, so we could easily tie that in with Thanksgiving. So hopefully no one was really waiting for that one. I doubt it, but that's going to wait till November and we're going to do it then. And instead I wanted to talk about the witch prison of Aberdeen, but I made the mistake of saving all of my research onto Google Docs, and we're in a park and there's no internet in the park, so I can't access any of my research. So maybe next month we'll be talking about witch prisons.
Right.
Which Nick knew nothing about. It would have been like an hour of me talking about all this research I'd done, and he'd been like, really? I didn't know that.
Oh, that's very interesting.
He had nothing to offer, though.
Yeah. I don't know. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about stuff, but we're not really sure where this podcast is going to go.
Right. And we've got some cool listener mail, so, you know.
We do.
We're going to go forth. But first, do you want to tell us what's been going on with you?
Well, you know, I can't remember what was going on in my life back in Easter, so if I repeat anything, I apologize. But my sister had her baby.
Yay.
And his name is Eli.
Super cute.
I think the last time in the podcast, we just knew what the gender was, and that was it.
I think so.
But yeah, so he's all healthy and good.
Good.
And I went to see him, and it's on the vlog, so if you want to see what the baby looks like, you can head to my vlog and see him there. Mm-hmm. He looks like a little Uncle Fester from Addams Family.
It's so true.
He does. I was like, oh my god, it's ridiculous how much it looks like him.
So true. A little bald thing running around.
Mm-hmm. Well, not really running. Like squirming. He's like a brand new larva. He doesn't really do anything. He just squirms everywhere. So there's the new baby, and I had a Kickstarter campaign to help me fund my book. And I felt kind of bad that we weren't up to date on the podcast because I wasn't able to tell anybody to go check out my campaign in case they wanted to get a signed copy or just help out. Because that campaign started and ended before we did another podcast.
Yeah.
But that happened, and I didn't get fully funded, but I got very, very close.
Yes.
So hopefully I might be able to do the ebook and the paperback. I haven't told anybody this.
Ooh,
I did.
Exclusive information.
It is. I was getting worried because I was thinking about all the costs that were going to go into the ebook, and I'm like, I don't think I'm going to be able to afford to do the paperback. I would eventually, but it just would have to be months away from now. And I emailed my formatter and I asked him how much is this stuff going to cost. This is what I have set aside. I don't think I can do it. I just want to confirm to make sure my numbers aren't wrong. And I don't know if my numbers were wrong or if they're just being nice, but they said they'd work with my budget and they would do it for both ebook and paperback for considerably cheaper than what I planned on.
That's very nice.
Yeah, I thought so too. But they're like, we will work with your budget. So I'm like, yay! So I am fairly certain that the paperback is going to happen. I don't want to say outright that it is because I really don't have enough money to stretch for any unexpected expenses. And last time there were a lot of unexpected expenses.
Right.
So we shall see. But right now it's looking really, really good.
Good. I'm glad.
I think that's mostly it. Well, we're in the process of moving. We moved into an apartment. We're selling our old house.
Which is transitional.
The new house, they're digging the pond. So lots of work is being done and change is happening.
I felt bad. I went over to Lindsay's house to help her move some stuff. And we were putting all of Lindsay's witchy stuff in boxes and stuff. And I was like, I was all sad.
And I do want to talk about that today.
Oh, you do?
Yes, that reminds me,
Okay.
I was thinking about that last night, that there was a little something I want to talk about in regards to that.
Oh.
But we'll wait till after you tell us how you've been.
I've been good. Really busy the past couple of months, which is stupid. But
it's stupid to be busy.
It's seriously stupid.
Why would anybody want to be busy?
I know. I'm such an introvert that I like just being at home, and I'm a homebody and I'm an introvert, so I just like being home and relaxing, and
we're the same.
Kindred
spirits.
Yeah, no
Hermits
pressure.
All the way.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, but Patrick, my boyfriend, had a heart attack a month and a half ago now, and then a week and had to have stents done, and it was this long stressful thing. And then a week later we found out my dad had to have open heart surgery, which was another and so it was 2 weeks before he had the surgery, and they were full of what's the family gonna do, who's gonna do what. And then it's been I think 2 or 3 weeks since he's had surgery, so it's been kind of busy visiting him in the hospital and then helping him get home and then cleaning up the house. And I had to start working at the farm again to try and make some extra money because I was driving everywhere. And so I've been working at the farm too, which has been nice. I love working at the farm, but it's just when I start at the farm, I have to get up at 6, drive out to the farm, and then usually I work that night, so I work all the way until 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So they just make for really long days.
And
I feel bad because I'm I want to talk to Lindsay and I want to talk to my friends, but I have no life.
I want to see people.
I have no life.
And that situation is not just busy, but it's also stressful.
Right.
Because you have these other things, these influences that you can't control that are happening to your family and to your life, and it's just a constant blanket that's hanging over you.
Right. So.
That sucks.
It does.
But
anyway.
Things are looking up?
Yeah, things are looking up. Patrick's doing great. My dad is healing really well. So things are looking up.
Good.
Yeah.
Just in time for the holidays.
Right.
Yay.
Yay. Yay, holidays. Oh, I've also been going to the gym.
Good for you.
Which has been another time thing. But, with the heart disease in my family, and I've never been the person to go to the gym. In high school, I absolutely freaking hated gym class and anything that had to do with social exercise.
I think if gym class had been weightlifting and stuff, I probably would have liked it. It was the games, the dodgeball and the stuff that I hated.
I did too. And the volleyball and the running.
Running,
just
I hated
everything.
running.
Well, I hated running close to so many people. I wouldn't have minded it if we were all on, like, all 40 of us were on treadmills. But whenever it was running, it was like all 40 of us running around a track or running around halls, something stupid like that.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing, and it's like, I have like such a wider personal space bubble when I'm doing exercise. And I'm like, y'all are in my business. I know I'm sweating it, and I don't like this. So
how has it been going to the gym?
It's actually been really nice.
Good.
I sort of figured out the times when I can go to it's a gym that's open 24 hours. I figured out the times that I can go when there's not very many people. And so
that sounds like something I would do. I'd be going at like 2 a.m. or something.
Seriously, there's a couple of people in the gym, but not very many. I made the mistake the other day of going at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, and the gym was freaking packed.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my God, this is the worst.
Everybody got to work and went right to the gym.
Oh, it was terrible, but you know. Anyway, so I've been going to the gym and trying to get healthy. I've lost a couple of pounds, which I wasn't.
Good for you.
I know.
That's exciting.
I wasn't really intending to lose weight. I was more just going because I know my heart's not very healthy. So
Make your body stronger.
Right. So, which I think has been very healthy for me in the past when I've tried to exercise. It's been like with weight loss in mind. Now it's not so much that as much as just being healthier and active. Yeah, I
looked it up, and it's like you're supposed to work out, I think it was like 3 times a week if you're an adult with intense workouts.
Yeah.
And it should never be back to back.
Right. So, I don't know. Just been trying to vary things and just be all healthy. And there's a chipmunk wandering around.
There's 2 chipmunks. And they're like chasing each other up the tree. I actually thought they were going to run over here. I don't know how I would have reacted to that.
Lindsay and I were very distracted for a second.
See, this could be a problem for the podcast.
Right. We'll be like, squirrel!
And we're not exactly city people. It's not like this is new stuff, but
no,
we're nature people.
Right.
And we like it when we see critters.
Which is why we're pagan.
Yeah. And the fact that those chipmunks got so close to us must mean that we're feeling a little one with our area right now.
Right. Right.
So it's good that you're being fitness oriented.
Yeah, and just trying to be healthy and trying to treat my body better. And I didn't think heart disease was in my family, but now it is, and so I've been trying to get educated about, what I should be eating, what I should not be eating, So
yeah, I was thinking when you were telling me that about Patrick and then about your dad, I'm like, is the universe trying to send you a sign? Like it's sending you these little messages like, hey, you need to take care of yourself because your heart needs it.
That's what I took it as.
That's how I would read it, yeah.
That's definitely, I was like, yep, this is, and coming with such quick succession, it was literally 1 week and then like a week and a day later, we found out about my dad. And I was like, well, this is a sign.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, why it hasn't been such a struggle for me to go to the gym. It's just been something I've been doing almost every day.
So now you just have to make sure you keep it up.
Right.
And don't let it just fall to the wayside, which is where a lot of people, they get really fanatic about it and then they just kind of gradually stop doing it.
Right. And I think for me, it doesn't exactly feel like I'm the type of person that gets all like fanatic about something and then I get insane about it and I learn everything I can about it and I go crazy. Like I do that with new CDs. I listen to them on repeat for hours and then I don't ever want to hear that CD again. But this doesn't feel like it. I've just been going, putting in time there and then coming home. And it doesn't feel like I'm being fanatic. I haven't done a crap ton of research about it because if that's part of my fanaticism is to do a bunch of research about stuff. And I don't know. It just feels it feels right.
Good. Well, I have actually, because it's interesting that you mentioned this, I actually did a lot of research recently about nutrition.
Yeah.
And because kind of the same thing that you were saying, like I want to be healthy and I want to take good care of myself because I want to live for a very long time and I want my body to be strong for a very long time.
Right.
Would it be nice if I lost a bunch of weight and got into really good shape like I was in high school? That would be amazing. But I don't know. I don't know if it's just turning 30 or what, but I'm just learning to accept myself for what I am, who I am, and I don't think that's an excuse to take bad care of myself, like to eat a bunch of fast foods and stuff like that and then walk myself right into an early grave, but I don't necessarily need to be a supermodel either. So when I was looking at nutrition and stuff, I was looking at it from for nutrition, not about how much protein do I need to eat, how many calories do I need to burn so I can lose this much weight. I just want to make sure I'm getting everything that I need to be getting.
Right.
And what I've learned is, like, it's almost impossible to get all the nutrition you need by eating.
Yes.
Like, you have to eat constantly fruits and vegetables, like, all day long to get the kind of nutrition that you need.
Right.
So I actually sat down and I had this MyFitnessPal. Mm-hmm. You put your food in it and it tells you the nutrition that you're getting and how much you need to be getting.
Yeah.
And so I did the meal replacements a couple months ago, the Orleans organic meal replacements.
Yeah.
And I loved those. That was like the easiest time I had dieting because they were so enjoyable to drink.
Right.
And I want to do more of that. So I started taking their protein and their superfoods and all these different powders that they have and started putting them into this MyFitnessPal as if they were shakes. And it took me a good, like, maybe 4 hours of taking shakes and taking them off and putting them on there and adjusting it till I found a meal plan that I feasibly could do and would get me all of the nutrition that I need.
Right.
And I did find one. It was like 3 shakes a day, which I could do. And I figured out how much would that cost me to do this shakes every day.
Yeah.
It was like $240 a month.
Oh, wow.
And I asked my dad how much he spends on groceries, and he said about $250.
Oh, okay.
So I assume he doesn't buy groceries for me, but he doesn't really buy much of anything. He buys like Pop-Tarts and cereal, and like that's all he ever buys.
Interesting.
So he doesn't get very much. So I'm thinking that it would probably cost just as much, if not more, to buy organic foods and stuff.
Yeah.
And try to be healthy. And a lot of that would go bad because I wouldn't get to it and I wouldn't enjoy drinking it. Mm-hmm. So I have to wait on trying this meal plan out because I don't have any money. So I have to, like, it probably won't be till the end of this year, probably early next year. I'll have to publish a couple of books, save up some money, and then I'm going to like buy a month's worth and go like a month on just shakes.
Interesting.
And see how I do.
Right.
And I'm excited about it.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's going to be an interesting experiment to see how I feel and if I lose weight and all that.
Sounds like fun.
And this is a bit of a downer, but I found out that dementia runs in my family.
Okay.
Like
That is a bit of a downer.
It's a bit of a downer, yeah. So like, I think I knew that my great grandmother had developed dementia and before she passed away.
Right.
But I don't think I knew that it was hereditary.
Yeah.
And so I guess there's some suspicion that possibly one of my grandmothers is showing signs that she's getting dementia.
Yeah.
So I don't want that. So it's like basically, I don't know if it's exactly the same thing, but if you look up Alzheimer's, it says it's senile dementia. So I assume they're possibly the same thing.
Similar, I think.
Very close. Mm-hmm. And that's like basically where your mind goes. And as a writer, my mind is pretty dang important to me.
Right.
And it's always been a fear of mine because I am super forgetful about stuff. That I'll just start to forget stories and not be able to tell these stories someday.
Yeah.
So I looked up like how to prevent dementia, and it's like exercise regularly, get a well-balanced and healthy diet, eat low calorie, and basically all this stuff I already planned on doing with my meal replacements anyway.
Right.
So hopefully by doing that, I will offset and not ever get dementia.
Hopefully
or get it super, super late in life.
Right.
But I don't want to ever get it. I want to live long enough to get my brain put in a robot body. Of course, that won't do me any good if they can't cure dementia. So
right.
I don't want to be a robot with dementia.
Oh, that makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So health is a thing right now.
Yes, we're in the same mind frame.
I think a lot of people are becoming more health conscious.
I think so.
Which is good.
It is.
I like to see more and more people working out and switching to organic and all that stuff.
All that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's life.
That's life. That's
True
what all
story.
them people say.
So did you want to talk about...
Frank Sinatra. What?
Did you want to talk about packing the stuff away?
Okay, so so everything's packed away.
Yeah.
Books, witchy stuff, everything's packed away except for the essentials. And lately I've been feeling kind of sad about it because it's probably going to be like at least 2 months before we move into the new house.
Right.
Once that's built. It could even be longer. 2 months might be a little bit optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been missing witchy stuff and missing having it in my life. So I started moving out some boxes, and I put my witchy chest, the wooden chest up, and I had my candle box. I put that up on a shelf.
Aww.
So I just have it, and it looks nice, and I can see it.
Nice.
And then I was thinking, I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to move some more boxes to make more space, and I think I'm going to put up an altar.
Nice.
And even though it's like, it concerns me a little bit because my room isn't as private as it used to be.
Yeah.
But I don't think my dad's going to walk into my room. And I guess if he does, we'll just have a conversation.
Right.
But yeah, I'm like, I feel like I want to have an altar up, and that got me thinking about how funny that is, because you and we talk about how we're bad pagans and we never do our rituals and stuff.
Yeah.
Because we get busy or we're just lazy or whatever.
Right. You know,
we
all
plan
of the above.
these things and then we don't do them. And I thought, I wonder, I feel like there's something to be said for putting up an altar. Even if you never do a ritual or do anything that you're supposed to do, but if you at least put the altar up and then you have it in your line of sight and you can see it, there's got to be some kind of magic or something that's in that. Because I used to get a lot of enjoyment just from seeing my altar and seeing these bits and stuff put about. Like, that felt like that was bringing magic into my life.
I think
just being around it.
That makes sense to me. Mm-hmm. I like it.
So I was going to put one up just so I can have it.
Do it.
Up.
I encourage you.
Thank you.
Do it.
But I had to move the boxes first, and I've moved one box so far. So. I will do it eventually.
Eventually, maybe.
I spend a lot more time thinking about it than actually doing it.
That's understandable.
So you were probably hoping that was going to be more of a conversation than it was.
That's fine. It's a good story. I liked it.
I thought so.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you a quick story.
Okay.
Feel free to cut it from the
podcast. From the podcast? Vlog. Oh my God. Words.
So Brittany and I were in line at the cafe the other day.
Uh-huh.
And there was a guy in between us. And so we're talking about going down to our game store to play Magic.
Okay.
And I was down there the other day, and she's like, yeah, did you play with anyone? And I was like, no, the only guy that was there to play with was, we call him Crotch Face Guy. Because he stands over you and looks at what you're doing, and like his crotch is in your face.
Oh my God.
And I was like, no, I'm not going to play with that guy. He's really irritating. And she's like, yeah, but he's really nice. And then I paused for like 3 seconds, and then I was like, yeah. And the guy in between us just lost his shit. Like, I didn't think he was paying attention to what we were saying at all. I was like,
what made you think of that?
I don't know. Because it was just a short story that I was going to tell you. Not really a conversation, just a short story.
That's funny.
Yeah. Like, seriously, he lost his shit. I was just like...
It probably sounded like the weirdest conversation ever.
Probably. Made me laugh. Anyway.
So do you want to do listener mail?
We can totally do listener mail.
Okay. So the first bit of listener mail is from Sky Grimm. Mm-hmm. And because we don't have the internet, I just kind of quickly wrote down what they wanted us to
say.
Like the gist, basically.
The gist of
this is not their specific words.
We apologize.
Yeah.
But.
So basically they were talking about the Call of the Void, which we had talked about, I think, in the last podcast.
Yeah. Or the one before that, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But we talked about the Call of the Void. And they said, I felt this before. I lived on the 16th floor of a 16th tall building. I don't know. Mm-hmm. And they'd look at over their balcony at the pool, and which I guess the pool was only 3 feet deep.
Yes.
And they would think that I can make it.
Yeah. So that looks like fun.
Yeah. They feel Nick, and they feel like it's terrifying on the one hand, but then they wonder what it would be like on the other hand.
Yes. Which I totally get. I don't know. Having felt that my entire life, I totally understand that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get it, I guess. But it actually made me think about the moon.
Okay.
That sounds.
Okay.
Because I watch a lot. Oh, look, there's an ant carrying a dead bug across our table.
That's awesome.
Wow. Don't squish him. He's working really hard with that big old bug. So.
He is.
Where's they going? I wonder sometimes. I don't think ants know where they're going most of the time. Like, supposedly they drop scents as they walk, and they follow. That's how they know where to fall back. But if you ever watch a bug inside your house, like an ant inside your house, they just kind of walk all over the place.
Right.
Which makes me think they didn't do a good job leaving their path.
Or maybe they're just leaving a very confusing path.
Yeah.
For when they come back.
Take them like 3 hours to find their way back.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the moon. So I watch I like astronaut movies. I follow NASA. I'm a little obsessive about space, and I would like go outside and stand on my porch and just stare at the moon for a significant amount of time till like my neck hurt, and I would just stare at the moon and like really try to focus on it and see the details, and I would imagine what it would be like, and I would feel this desire, like I want to be on the moon. I just want to be there just one time. I want to reach out and touch it. So I wonder if it's something similar, like it's to call the moon, call the void. I googled call the moon and didn't get what you'd think I'd get.
Interesting.
Not what I was looking for, I'll say that. Is there a pagan book called Call the Moon?
Bringing Down the Moon is a pagan thing.
Oh, right. That's a book.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's the book I was thinking of.
Right. That makes me laugh. I totally thought you were going to go with Emma Thompson in Stranger Than Fiction, when she's like standing on the desk.
Oh, yeah.
Imagining
I've done that.
Falling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great movie if you haven't seen it.
Oh, it's such a great movie.
It's pretty spot on to what authors are like.
Yes.
We spend all of our time thinking about weird stuff.
Yeah.
And imagining being part of weird stuff.
We're imagining car wrecks. Can't we do that inside?
No.
No. We have to be out in the rain.
Watching the cars go by, hearing the sounds.
Right.
It's a part experiencing it, yes.
Yes. Anyway, I think that's kind of what it's like, because I've been on the top of like lighthouses, because we live in Michigan, and you can go to like lighthouses on the coast, and you can walk up in some of them because they're like they've been ratified as historical sites and all that jazz. And I've been at the top of them. Like, I just wonder what it would be like to fall. Not that I really want to fall, because I don't want to die.
Right.
But I wonder what that experience would be like.
I suggest jumping out of a plane.
You would think that would sate the feeling? It mostly just terrifies me. Speaking of jumping out of a plane, did you see the skydiving Quidditch game?
I did, yes.
I thought that was fantastic.
It was something.
It was definitely something.
Feels like a lot of work had to have gone into that.
Right. Anyway. Did Sky have anything else to say?
Then they because I had asked about people using vodka in their rituals, and so they said they use whiskey in their ritual, and Hestia, Hestia. I think it's a god. It's not someone I'm familiar with.
Goddess, I think. I don't know.
Is it Greek? I don't know. It seems kind of familiar, but I'm blanking.
Yeah.
But so Hestia or Hesta, whatever, and their house spirit. They like whiskey and coffee for those two. And same for their ancestors. And they went on to say that Hermes enjoys vodka, and storm spirits like... You want to say it?
I can't. It's
Goglian or something. It's a Taiwanese clear alcohol that burns like fire.
Yeah.
I don't know where you would get that.
I don't know.
I didn't even spell it right.
Because this listener's from Taiwan, so...
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I really like that.
I guess you can use different alcoholic drinks.
Yeah, and they went on to say something like, I guess it's just different for different people, so feel free to experiment and see what the god you're interacting with or the spirits that you're interacting with happen to like. So I personally like wine and bourbon, so we'll see if the spirits like that and go from there.
It makes sense.
Yeah. I love using wine in rituals.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite thing.
Why does it make you so giddy?
I don't know. Maybe because that's like the only time anymore that I drink wine. So it's it's like Christmas.
So wine apparently is a preventative for Alzheimer's if you drink a glass a day. So I was thinking about drinking a glass of red wine a day.
I don't think you would like it.
No, I don't think I would either.
maybe like a sweet red, but of what I know of you and alcohol, you would not like dry reds at all.
Yeah.
Because you can't even have sweet vodka without wincing. Dry reds does not sound good.
It's true.
But
I have a very sensitive stomach about stuff.
You might like sweet reds.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'll have to get one.
But it's not what I like as so much as it is about
what's healthy for you.
Not losing my mind someday.
Right. That's terrifying.
But then, like, the list of dementia stuff, I said not to drink too much alcohol. It doesn't define what too much is. So I'm like, is drinking 1 glass a day too much?
I don't think so. I think it's probably like drinking like 12 glasses a day.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
Well, I was talking to someone about the number of alcoholics in America, and it's surprising. Like, the amount of people that live on, I think it's like 12 or more glasses of alcohol a day. I don't remember the exact statistic, but it was something like 15-20% of Americans live on that much alcohol a day. And look it up for yourself, because I'm going to tell you that statistic is not accurate, but it's closer than I ever thought. You
do get the impression with, like, listening to music or even watching TV that a lot of people drink a lot of alcohol all the time.
Right.
And I don't see the appeal so much. A little bit now and then, I guess, but I don't like the way I don't sleep well when I drink, and then I usually feel like crap the next day, so.
Right. Me too. So
I figure most people seem to drink or sleep better when they drink. I am the exact opposite. I will sleep for 2 hours and wake up and be awake the rest of the night. Every time.
I sleep all right, but I woke up not feeling rested, and I have the worst headache. Mm-hmm. It's awful.
I feel like, I think it's circulation problems, mm-hmm. but when I drink the next day, my hands and arms are tingly.
Oh.
Which is very uncomfortable. It's all day long.
That sounds very uncomfortable. I know when I drink so much that I throw up.
That's uncomfortable, yeah.
Yes, but the next day is always like, I feel like I'm having an out-of-body experience all day. Like, I don't know if I just feel like clean or whatever, but it's so weird.
I am, like, also incurably hungry too.
Oh,
next day.
Yeah.
Like, I could just eat all day long.
All day long.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I used to be like the weekend warrior type. Like, when I lived in a house with like 7 other people, mm-hmm. and my room was like the size of a closet. And I pay like $50 a week for it. And half the people I lived with, I worked with at the diners. And I remember getting up in the morning and before going to the bank, like, I'd get up and I'd go downstairs and everybody's around the breakfast table. And I remember there was alcohol on the table and there was orange juice. And an alcoholic orange drink. I don't know what, mimosa, I guess. Like,
screwdriver?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And I drank some of that, got a good buzz on, and went to the bank.
Sounds great to me.
I didn't drive, though, just to be clear. Right. I lived in town, so we walked everywhere. And I did that for a few years.
Sounds fun.
And there were interesting memories, but I'm like, I don't want to do that now. I can't do that now.
The only time I ever like drinking in the morning is when I'm camping and don't have to be anywhere all fucking day. You know? Seriously, though, sometime, I don't recommend this as like a day-to-day activity, but like on special occasions, if you're ever like camping and out in nature and don't have any plans for the rest of the day, just like sit around a campfire, start the day with some coffee, like really strong black coffee, a couple cups of it, and then start in on like the screwdrivers and mimosas, and then just wreck a box of wine.
Yes. Now we used to go camping all the time. And I remember the adults in the group drinking.
Right.
Because you don't go anywhere. You might ride horses on the trail, but it's a lot safer to ride a horse drunk than it is to drive a car drunk.
Yes.
And
the horse has another opinion in the matter.
Yes, the horse will get you home,
right.
even if you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
But we'd hang out at the fire and stuff, and it always seemed like it'd be a lot of fun to do that. I was never an adult, so I couldn't do it then, and I haven't done that in years.
Right. I don't suggest getting drunk, but
or getting a good buzz on.
Yeah, just keep that constant buzz on. And like, if you're around with people that you like, even if they're people that you don't like, it can be interesting. But
now I think I
recommend it.
I might drink more when self-driving cars become a thing.
Right, because that's terrifying.
Well, it's not just that I'm afraid of drunk driving or being a drunk driver, but I don't like sleeping in other people's houses. Like, I get drunk, I already know I'm not going to sleep well. I want to be in my own bed. I want to be in my own bathroom.
Right.
So half the time, no one ever drinks with me at my place, so I have to go to other people's houses and drink there. And I'm like, I know I'm going to get shit-faced, I'm just going to want to go home.
Yes.
If I had a self-driving car, I could get in the car and tell it to take me home.
Right.
And that would completely eliminate that problem.
Right. I remember we used to do this YouTube show called Drunk Disney Reviews.
Yes.
And we did it like once because we both got super drunk and then like had terrible nights and then just were like, Yeah, we should totally.
You were obliterated.
I have only gotten drunk so much that I've thrown up twice in my life.
Yeah.
And that was the first time.
That was more my fault, I think, because as I said, I'm a rather experienced drinker, so I know what I can take.
Right.
And I'm not used to drinking with someone who's 5 years younger than me, like Nick is. And Nick doesn't strike me as someone who's 5 years younger than me. Right. So it didn't occur to me to say, hey, have you ever been shit-faced before?
Right, because I didn't drink till I was 21. I didn't, so I'm not very well versed in the alcoholic affair.
You were obliterated. And you can so tell in the video that you were gone.
I was so far gone. I'm out of frame, stretching my arm across the couch.
You had no inhibitions. Your shirt's pulled up and you're laying on the couch.
5 minutes later, I was in the bathroom throwing up.
And we did a couple of reviews, and I still have them on my computer, but the thumbnail for a couple of them is just you laying on the couch with your shirt pulled up. Right,
and that's not appealing. So that went nowhere.
Yeah.
We have not done it ever again.
No, I'm just I don't want to keep getting drunk. Okay, so enough drunk talk.
Yes, we have another piece of listener mail from Matthew. Again, we're out in nature, and the only thing that has internet connectivity is my phone, which we're currently recording on. So we're just going to summarize what Matthew had said.
Yeah, I wrote 3 words.
Yes.
He had talked about... he was talking about how we talked about the way we felt about Santa Claus and learning that he wasn't real as we got older.
And how, coming to terms with our Christianity and that upbringing side of it.
Uh-huh.
And he was very much yes, I was very similar. I always loved Christmas and I loved the holidays, and growing up and realizing that I felt like I'd been lied to just ruined Christmas for me and ruined
Just you or him?
Him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Right. Ruined Christmas and a lot of those sentiments, and I really I completely agree. There were several years where I was deep into Halloween because I hated Christmas.
Yeah.
For similar reasons.
Okay, well, and he went on to talk about he definitely had this feeling of betrayal coming from his email.
Right.
I talked about as an adult, he was still angry at Christianity, and he was angry at being lied to about Santa, and then angry at the holiday, and that I understand the sentiment, but it still kind of strikes me as a little bit strange because he kept saying he felt like he was lied to, but it's not really lying, because that's faith. Faith is all about just believing in something without proof that it ever existed.
Right.
I mean, believing in witchcraft and believing in paganism is the exact same thing. There's no proof that it exists, but we're choosing to believe in it. And so there's no reason to assume that Santa doesn't exist. I've even listened to podcasts that talked about Santa being a fairy spirit or a god of some kind. So you could look at him that way and choose to celebrate or worship him or whatever you want to call it. Right. In that regard. It's really no different just because your parents told you about it and you chose to have full faith that he existed.
I think the betrayal comes more from the organized religion part of it. This group of people that make all these vast decisions that have wide impacts on groups of people. You know what I'm saying? From the power trip aspect of it.
And it could also be that a lot of adults, they encourage their kids to believe this, but they themselves don't believe in it.
Right. Because it's the right thing to do, quote unquote. I don't know.
So, I mean, I feel like that's something that I understand where you're coming from. I also feel like you need to work towards letting it go. Yeah. Because you're only hurting yourself anyway by harboring this anger and resentments towards this past. And I know that's easier said than done. When
very much so, yeah.
When you feel betrayed or something like that, your instinct is to hold on to that. Yeah. But I feel like it would be wise to start taking steps. And it kind of sounds like you already did. Yes. But just take steps to learn to forgive and let go.
At the same time, I think it's a very common thing for pagans to believe. I've had this religion shoved down my throat, and it, when I really needed it, it wasn't there. I think it's a very common thing that we go through. Yeah. I don't know.
I got nothing else.
It's a beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day. and embrace what a beautiful day it is. And you can believe in Santa, you can believe in Rudolph, or you can believe it's just a cute story like Harry Potter is, and you dress up for midnight release and stuff.
Yeah.
So dress up for Santa Claus.
Dress up for Santa Claus. Have fun. Embrace.
Yeah. And, you know, maybe I'm saying this from a standpoint that I freaking love Christmas so much. And I've always loved Christmas. And like for me, I know I've mentioned this, it wasn't like one day I just woke up and realized that Santa wasn't real. It was a gradual dawning. I just grew up and I just figured it out myself. So I never really felt betrayed. I guess I always kind of looked at it from a religious standpoint. Like, well, most people don't believe in it, but I choose to at least act like I believe in it because it makes me happy.
Right.
So I still like freaking love Christmas. But see, for my family, Christmas was not so much a religious thing. I mean, it kind of was. There was definitely a manger and it was a presence, but it wasn't heavily pushed from my immediate family. So I can easily separate Christmas from Christianity.
Oh, it was definitely in my family. Like every year before we could open presents, we had to read the Christmas story. And I remember one year, I think it was last year or the year before that, maybe even the year before that. I don't know. I remember I was there and my brother was like, okay, we're going to read a different Christmas story this year. And he read out of like Revelations or some shit, which was all about like fire and damnation.
Oh, geez.
I know. And like me and one of my other brothers that I'm more close with were looking at each other like, what the fuck is this? You know? And he's still a Christian, but like isn't like the hardcore prepper we're in the days of the apocalypse Christian.
Yeah.
Which is the way my eldest brother is. And so we're like, what's happening? Like, what does this have to do with Christmas? Because like for me and for many, I think that brother at least, Christmas is about, you know, being together with family.
Yeah.
And celebrating each other and that sort of a thing. And instead, he brought in this element of like hell and damnation into, I don't know. It was very weird. Very weird. I don't think that brother quite gets it.
And yeah, I don't think so either. I'm all like Christmas carols. I constantly, like most of my vinyls are Christmas albums.
Right.
Playing them constantly, putting up the tree. I want snow outside. We were looking at every year, because of climate change, every year is getting hotter. It's like sets records every year.
Right.
And I was looking at this map posted by NASA. I think it was the highest temps around the country.
Yeah.
And it was like, it used to be like Florida was 100 degrees. And it just sucked to be them. But now it's like spread all the way up.
Right.
And the very bottom of Michigan reached 99 degrees.
Oh.
So that means in a couple of years we'll be getting into the hundreds as well. And I used to joke when I was younger that I'd have to keep moving further north just to keep snow because I freaking love snow.
Me too.
I think I'm actually going to have to do that. I'm going to have to move to Canada if I ever want to see snow again.
Right. Someday.
Because I can't live without snow.
I can't either. I don't know what this week in Michigan we've been having like the huge heat wave. Like temps into the hundreds, 99s, that sort of jazz.
Yeah.
And I keep saying to people, I'm missing my snow. And they're all like, ha, you're funny. And I'm like, not kidding.
Yeah.
Not kidding.
People have been sharing, for those of you complaining about the heat, then they share a picture of like a whole bunch of cars stuck in the snow or someone
it looks so nice.
I know. That's what I said. I'm like, see, this is supposed to be 100 degrees out, but I'm like, I want snow.
Right.
All year round.
Yeah. Around this time of the year, I go back and look at vlogs of Lindsay and mine that take place in the winter just so I can like watch the snowfall and watch us walking through snow.
Yeah. Just think there might
best.
come a time when that's like considered documentation of when snow still existed.
Right.
Oh, that makes me so sad. Maybe I won't want to be a robot.
Yeah, because you'll keep living where there's no snow at all on the planet.
Which means there's also probably no fall, and fall is also my favorite time of year.
Right.
Well, that's a weird looking bug. I'm just going to stand up now.
I love fall too.
Yeah, I actually liked a Facebook page called The Pumpkin Patch.
Yeah.
And they post like a picture a day that's autumn related.
Yeah.
And it just makes me happy. I'm like, it's gonna be like autumn all year round for me on my Facebook.
That's nice.
I think so.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have some future plans for the podcast.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always writing down ideas. It's just a matter of executing those ideas, which seems to be a difficult thing.
Yeah.
But I do have, like, today was just kind of like, let's see what we can talk about.
Right.
But in the future, I have some plans on some things we're going to talk about. And some topics that we can thoroughly discuss, so it can be more witchy.
Right. And this episode was going to be more witchy, but we got in the middle of nowhere and then realized...
Well, we said that early on.
I know. But I felt like reiterating it.
They need to know again.
They need to know. We did homework. Well, Lindsay did homework, and we tried. Mostly we were just like, we need to get together and podcast so the world doesn't think we've died.
We just quit, yeah.
Right.
We didn't just quit.
We didn't just quit. Life has just been a little
we got behind on the podcast and things have been busy and weird.
Yes. Definitely so. Yeah.
So, I think that's all we have to talk about.
Sweet. Well, thanks everyone for find you on the internet.
You can find me on YouTube. I have a daily, well, no, it's not a daily vlog. I switched to a weekly vlog. That was another change.
Yes.
I did. I switched to posting one video a week of the vlog on my vlog channel. Mm-hmm. And I also started posting topic videos on my author channel where I talk about book stuff.
I love those.
Do you like those?
I
do them outside. I like the fact that I do them outside. Mm-hmm. It's pretty.
It is pretty.
So I did that. And of course you can buy my book on Amazon. It's a fairy tale retelling of the Beast. No, it's a fairy tale retelling of the Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
It's called The Beast.
Yes.
Book 2
it's
is
so
going to be coming out soon.
Yes, which is also good.
Did you read those 3 chapters I sent you? Nick, you should have read them before today.
I had planned on doing it this morning, and then that
we could talk about
did not happen. I had thoroughly planned on it.
Nick is a terrible, terrible critique partner.
I am sorry. So, where else can people find you?
At Facebook, the usual places.
Usual places.
Twitter.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
So your turn. Yeah.
Sweet. You can also find me on YouTube. My channel name is Just Elevator Music. If you just like search Nicholas Just Elevator Music or vlog, you should find me somewhere. I've been taking a sabbatical from vlogging.
Have you?
Yeah.
No.
For like 3 weeks or so.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh. I haven't posted in a long time. Since the 4th of July.
Oh.
Around then.
I guess I'm just way behind.
That's okay.
It's okay.
That's okay. I think, yeah, because life got crazy and I was like, this is taking too much of my time and I don't have... anyway. So, besides that, you can also find me on our website for the podcast at twobadpagans.blogspot.com, or you can always email us. I read those, I forward them on to Lindsay, and we can talk about it on the show if you like. But that email is at twobadpaganspodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah. Also, I just wanted to say, in the last podcast, I said I was going to upload a video about Beltane, I think.
Yeah.
Or I did a ritual, and I talked about my altar and stuff, and I was going to upload that. I haven't uploaded that. So,
yes.
I will.
You will.
I am sorry. Although, I got to say this, too. I'm sure everybody's clicked away and no one's listening anymore.
Okay.
But, So, I did that ritual. I told you guys about it where I lit the incense, or I lit the sage smudge, and I got it in my face, and it made me sneeze and all that stuff, remember?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it was a disaster. I realized like 2 weeks later, as I was kind of going through my altar and picking things up, I never lit my God and Goddess candle.
Which cracks me up.
Like, I did all that work for it and tried to be specific, and I didn't light my God and Goddess candle. Like, I really am. I mean, I imagine the God and Goddess showed up and they're like, what the hell, Lindsay?
What are you doing?
Where's my candle? What is this? It's not lit.
That just makes me laugh.
Forgetful Lindsay. It's already started. Dementia. She was in trouble.
Oh, no. Anyway, guys, thank you
On
for...
that super positive note.
Thank you for tuning in this month. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So blessed be.
And love and light.
Bye.